This stopped my scroll cold. A Japanese baseball team just put its players in the Air Jordan 11s on the field as cleats. The Tokyo Giants, Jordan brand, a floral Nomarhythm print across the normally patent leather mudguard, a ruby Jumpman on the heel. They debuted them at the Tokyo Dome, won 6-0. And most of the sneaker world scrolled right past. I did not. This stopped my scroll cold. And by the end of this video, I hope that you can see it the way I do, so I am ending right back on this exact image. Stick around for that. Basketball has owned sneaker culture for 40 years. Every grail, every retro, every line wrapped around a store on a Saturday morning, hoops. Baseball got treated like the quiet cousin. Nice cleats, sure, but nobody was lining up. To me, that always felt backwards, because baseball has one of the deepest sneaker histories in all of sports. We just only see people telling it every 4 or 5 years at this point. That footage at the very top, that was me at the Tokyo Dome in 2024. I'm not talking about this place from the outside. The energy in that building for baseball is something a lot of American fans would not believe until they felt it. I didn't. It took me going there and experiencing it to really fully grasp how important it is. Thousands of people locked in, chanting at every at-bat. That is the crowd Jordan just walked into. Start with the decor itself. The first Japanese player in the American majors was a pitcher named Masanori Murakami in 1964 for the San Francisco Giants of all teams. My grandparents actually saw him play in person. 60 years before that Tokyo Dome game in the Jordan 11s, a Giant cracked the door open. Nobody kicked it down. Then came Hideo Nomo, 1995. He comes over from Osaka, leads the National League in strikeouts, wins Rookie of the Year, starts the All-Star game, and Nike hands him a signature Air Max, the Air Nomo Max. Gundam-inspired lines, a little Griffey in the DNA, and a national obsession. They literally called it Nomo Mania. Think about that. A Japanese pitcher had a signature Nike before most NBA starters did. That is how deep this well goes. And Nomo was not the only one dressing baseball up. Ken Griffey Jr. turned the Swingman logo into a full lifestyle brand, and an entire line of shoes built off of a beautiful swing. The blueprint has been sitting on the shelf the whole time. We just stopped looking at it. Now jump into the last couple of years, because somebody finally picked back up that blueprint. Aaron Judge signed with Jordan Brand. Jazz shows up to the All-Star game in Air Jordan 4 white cements and hand-done customs. De La Cruz is designing his own Jordan 1s. Mookie Betts, Vlad Jr. out there in Griffey-inspired Jordan 1s. This is not one guy with a sneaker deal. This is the whole sport getting pulled into sneaker culture all at once. And then, of course, there is Shohei Ohtani, the greatest baseball player of our time, of all time. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out, but his game-worn New Balance cleats from the Tokyo series just finished at auction for over $440,000. The most expensive baseball cleats anyone has ever sold. I can't even fathom it. That auction ran through a company called The Realist that exists specifically for moments like this, and I made a whole video about it, which you can check out over here. I went even deeper on my newsletter, which will be linked below. A baseball cleat, 6 figures, let alone close to $500,000. To me, that proves the demand was never the missing piece, that the attention was. I've spent about 20 years around the footwear business, and here's the part that actually sold me. That print is not a random floral thrown on just because it's Japan. Jordan brought in Nomarhythm Textile, a Tokyo studio that has been hand-drawing fabric since 2005. The kind of name that hangs next to Yohji Yamamoto on the same racks at Beams all over Japan. The founder Masako Noguchi trained in textile design in London and built the whole brand on hand-drawn work. It's really impressive. The pattern they made for the Giants even carries a meaning about everyone blossoming in their own way. Nobody commissions a real artisan textile house for just a throwaway sneaker. So put it all together when Jordan Brand takes the 11, arguably its crown jewel silhouette, and puts it on a baseball field in Tokyo, wrapped in a fabric from a serious design house. That's not a novelty drop. That is a brand betting real money that baseball is the next place sneakerheads look. And I kind of think that might be the sign of the floodgates, not the finish line. And that same building that I stood in back in 2024 now has Air Jordan 11s on the grass. 2 years, that's how fast it turned around. Which is why I told you we would end right back here. This shoe was never just a cool colorway that rolled across my feed. I think it's the door swinging wide open. Murakami found the door in 1964, Nomo walked through it in 1995, Ohtani spikes are the price tag hanging on it right now, and this is the invitation. Baseball sneakers deserve their renaissance, and I think it might have just started. We just have to look down at the dirt instead of up at the rim. If you want the deep dive version of this, I wrote it up in my newsletter. The link is in the description, and I go this deep every single week. Subscribe to catch the next one, and I will see you then. Peace.